America, I guess. What's up, everybody? Schuyler Diehm here, founder of Reach Fitness and Fat Loss, where our goal is to help you get in the best physical and mental shape of your life. Today, we are here going over an article from the Washington Post, and actually a video as well, of Joe Biden saying on John F. Kennedy's anniversary of Moonshot, where he declared that we were going to go to the moon no matter what, that Biden is here to fight cancer. Now, I'm not here to get into politics. I'm not here to lean either side. I'm here to just take a very logical approach from this. Who wouldn't want this? Who wouldn't want a country working together to eliminate something that kills so many people every single year? But, of course, if you know me by now, I believe that a lot of times when the intent is good and the mission is good, I typically disagree with people, especially up in the government, of how to actually get there. So we are going to scroll through this article and just see what we've got today. Like I said, pretty short from the Washington Post, and they've actually got a few sections. But the goal of his speech is to cut the U.S. death rate from cancer in half over the next quarter century. If we scroll down, it says he's hiring a couple new people into the White House to help do that. One thing that stands out for me is key update. Scientists are exploring using mRNA technology to fight cancer. So we've got President Biden on Monday linked technology used to fight the coronavirus to his efforts to combat the deadly effects of cancer. Scientists are exploring whether mRNA vaccine technology that brought us safe and effective, they love using that term, coronavirus vaccines could be used to stop cancer cells when they first arise to target the right treatments. We're learning more about how to use genetics, immune response, and other factors to tell which combination of treatments are likely to work best for each individual. So here's my issue. Now, total pre-frame here, this is my opinion. I'm not claiming to know this 100%, but I strongly believe that the largest reason that people experience cancer is lifestyle related. Are there times where it's not? So I have a pretty different belief. I think a lot of people can create it emotionally, and I think there are some other things that can create it. But for the most part, what we're looking at when it comes to cancer, I truly believe is lifestyle related. Diet, exercise, sleep, stress, and other things like radiation from Wi-Fi or cell phones, consuming toxins from specific beauty products, hygiene products, household cleaning products. The evidence is pretty high that there are certain ingredients, certain toxins that are connected to cancer. And so here's my problem with this as someone who's been studying holistic health for over 10 years now. There is a video that is a full hour, and we can watch a clip of it cut up. I can pretty much guarantee that there is no talk about regulating ingredients in our food, regulating toxins in the products we use, from cookware to clothing to beauty care and household care products. And so what this is to me is this is another way to funnel money into large drug companies. So it's frustrating because the mission's great, but the problem with this is that the money that's going to be funneled into this is taxpayer money, so we're paying for it. And it's more going into unnatural man-made ingredients that could potentially help with cancer, but in the process could cause other problems. And that's what we experience with so many big pharma drugs out there, is that maybe the drug solves the symptom of what you're trying to help, but in the process it creates 5 other problems. And then from there, from these 5 other problems, now you need more drugs. And so a lot of people call it the healthcare industry, but it really is the sick care industry. And what you're seeing is that 90% plus of diseases are lifestyle related, and yet the government and big pharma and everyone involved is not doing anything to create change in that area. They're going very surface level. They're looking at the symptom and they're trying to stop the symptom without digging deeper and addressing the root cause. So we'll pull up the video here to see what he says. I've got a 3-minute clip from ABC News, but let's go over that.
President Kennedy said America was doing so, quote, not because it was easy, but because it was hard, because the goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energy and skills, because that challenge is one that we are willing to accept. One we're willing, not one we are unwilling to postpone. I give you my word as a Biden, this cancer moonshot is one of the reasons why I ran for president. It's part of my unity agenda that I laid out in my State of the Union address to rally the American people to work together. Because we know this, cancer does not discriminate red and blue. It doesn't care if you're a Republican or a Democrat. Beating cancer is something we can do together.
Real quick, so cancer doesn't discriminate red or blue, of course, or white or black or tall or short or anything like that, but it's pretty obvious it discriminates people with a more healthy and proactive lifestyle versus an unhealthy and reactive lifestyle. So again, it's coming from a good lens, right? Like, We want to cure cancer. We don't want people to go through that terrible, terrible experience. We don't want family members to have to deal with other family members or friends or loved ones with cancer. But from an approach standpoint of how we're going to go at it, I mean, it's a little too soon to tell, but I can pretty much guarantee that it's not going to be the right approach. So we'll continue.
And that's why I'm here today. I was elected president. I determined to supercharge the cancer moonshot as a central effort in the Biden-Harris administration. In February, I laid out our plan that is bold, ambitious, and I might add, completely doable. The goal is to cut cancer death rates by at least 50%, at least 50%.
I believe that can be done with the right lifestyle changes. If certain ingredients were outlawed, if glyphosate, which I did a whole video on here, was outlawed, if we had a lot of different changes to beauty care products and ingredients that were outlawed, basically, I do believe the amount of cancer would drastically drop.
In the next 25 years, to turn more cancers from death sentences into chronic diseases people can live with, to create more supportive experience for patients and families, update our fight against the cancer. To address inequities, we can ensure prevention, detection, treatment, reach patients in urban, rural, suburban, and tribal communities so they have equal access to cancer diagnostics, therapeutics, and clinical trials. As part of the supercharged moonshot, I'll use my authorities as president to increase funding to break log jams and to speed breakthroughs. I've also formed a new cancer cabinet that is driving a whole of government effort to unleash every possible asset within our power, from NASA, that knows more about radiation than any doctor does, to the Defense Department, that has the ability to calculate, and the Energy Department, do 1,000,000 billion calculations per second. I know we can do this.
1,000,000 billion calculations per second. I guess that's a real number. I don't know, it just sounds funny.
Together. Because I know this. There's nothing beyond our capacity if we work together as the United States of America.
All right, interesting. Truthfully, more funding means more money being increased in taxes and taken from taxpayers going into people like Big Pharma and NASA and all these companies that, you know, you could argue like maybe they do need funding in certain ways, but I would argue that they don't need nearly as much funding. Whether you left, right, up, down, in, out, you can most likely agree that the government is not very good with how they spend their money, that whether you argue that you want rich people to be taxed more, poor people to be taxed less, whatever your argument is or thought is about taxes, you could pretty much guarantee that we all agree that the government sucks at how they spend their money, that they're spending a little too much, they're doing, like, it's just beyond their scope, and they're clearly spending more money than they're making. And so I think seeing this is just frustrating because, once again, it's right idea, wrong strategy. Like, we want to end cancer. We want to live in a world where we don't have to worry about ourselves or friends or family members or loved ones getting cancer. But as far as an approach, why don't we start with something that is directly connected to what we're putting in our body? If we think about it, cancer is most likely an imbalance in our body. It's something that's not natural, that's not supposed to happen. And so instead of thinking that it's by accident or it's some mystical force that we haven't figured out yet, which is why we need to research so much more, why not assume that maybe there's a connection with the things that we put in our body that are impacting that, right? The things that are around our body that are impacting that. So once again, if this is your first step into the world of holistic nutrition, this may seem like a big jump. This may seem ignorant. This may seem false. You are allowed to believe whatever you want. But if you've been in the holistic game and you've understood health for a while, you probably are on the same page and you agree that nutrition, beauty products, healthcare products, all the things that we're putting on and in our body have a much, much more impact on how we feel than most people think. And if we are going to change disease, whether it is chronic or otherwise, we have to start with that. So I'd love if you could leave your thoughts in the comment. This is a really interesting thing, and I'm not getting into the game of politics as much as I sometimes post about that on my Instagram. I don't want to make this the topic of YouTube. I'm here to get you in the best shape of your life. And so with that being said, if you are interested in learning about what our clients are using to simplify the process of losing fat and building muscle, or you're looking to get our free fasting starters guide, we got a bunch of links in the description for you that you can go check out. But besides that, I appreciate you guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more awesome content. And of course, as always, make sure to eat smart, move more, sleep deep, and be grateful for this moment. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.